down here in Fargo, North Dakota at the Big Iron Farm Show, and we're joined by Bryan Doherty of Stewart-Peterson. Bryan, you're one of the market analysts talking about how things are shaping up with harvest and yields down here in the States. Right now, you say you're glass half full, maybe a bit bullish for the corn market?
I would say optimistic, yeah. I'm not bullish as an unlimited upside potential. We've got a good corn crop out there, there's no doubt about that, but when you compare this crop to last year's crop, it's just, in my world, it doesn't look the same. I can start right from the south, down in Louisiana, Texas, and move northward. Lots of issues and problems. Lack of consistency. A lot of prevent acres this year. Now the USDA, indicates around 2.2 million, somewhere in there. We think that number could be a little bit higher. But ultimately, in the end, it's really that weather in the central Midwest. What's that going to do for yields? And it just doesn't seem, when you see as much saturated soil conditions that were witnessed this year, that the central Midwest is going to have the kind of yield potential that it could. And we all know that there will be areas that won't. So it's up to the west and the north to make up the difference. Great crops, but still probably not enough to suggest 167 or 168 bushels that the USDA is indicating, probably somewhere closer to 160. And that, if we take that number off of carryout, starts to make a bigger difference, and probably should suggest we got a pretty solid floor around 360, 365 on futures.
So driving down here, there are some soybeans coming off already.
Yeah.
What's your take on the soybeans?
We'll see what harvest results bring. We're off the heels of record production in the southern hemisphere, record crop here in the U.S., more U.S. acres this year, and certainly some issues with wet soils and saturated soils in parts of the Midwest this late spring, early summer, but a lot of late planted beans that did go in, and they've had pretty good weather, and most of the Midwest got some really timely rains in August, and consequently when you see those things occur in the beans, the crop's going to look pretty good. So the ratings aren't as good as corn in the good to excellent category, but rain in August may be the most determinant factor on bean yield. A lot of guys got rain, so we'll see what it looks like. Early results are just getting underway, and I've heard mixed results, but I haven't heard just stellar, outstanding, better than expected, and I haven't heard disaster. So it's probably about what people think, maybe a little better.
So from a marketing perspective, what do you recommend? Should people be selling off the combine, saving?
Yeah.
What's the priority for storage?
Well, for both corn and beans, I mean, we're at price levels right now, it's really not too attractive to sell. So if there's storage capacity, it almost seems that it makes sense that you own commodity when prices are cheap and look for basis recovery, sell the carry in the market, those kind of things. I'd probably bias towards storing corn if I had to make a choice between corn and beans. Let the beans go. The problem with beans is the way they're priced right now, it looks like the southern hemisphere could actually plant more bean acres. And though we love the demand market under beans, the headwinds of a higher dollar and concerns about the Chinese economy, those are things when bean prices rally, they come under pressure right away. And that's been the theme this year, is we just can't sustain any kind of push in that market without heavy selling. So I'd be apt to think that corn is probably, with a certain level of certainty, closer to a bottom, or its bottom is in already. I'm not convinced the bottom is in beans yet.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Bryan.
My pleasure. Thank you.